Hey everyone, today we're going to be going over how to create a rental through RSM. So there's a couple different ways to do this. The first way is if you're on a customer page, let's go and say, I am doing this rental. And scroll all the way to the bottom and you can click new reservation. And from there, you can select new rental and select your employee initials. If you have multiple stores, make sure you're selected on the correct store. And then you can click next. And this customer is already going to be filled out because we went from the customer page, and you could click next and continue to do the rest of the rental. Another way to do this, a little bit of a not necessarily a workaround, but not quite as quick. If you go to the rentals page or the all reservations page, you'll click the new rental button. It's going to bring you back to the same page where you select your store and initials. But then here you're going to have to search up for the customer. So if you already know if the customer just created an account, you could go straight from the customer page, or you could search them up if they're a returning customer. Next, now this is going to be our items page. So this is where we're going to type in or scan in the items that they are renting. So in this case, um, we're going to be renting out an Arbor draft. And we'll just say we'll do this 155 here. Um, if you had a scanner and you had barcodes, you can copy and paste, or not copy and paste. I'm going to copy and paste. But you can scan in those items. So let's say that item had that barcode on there and I scan it in and click enter. It's going to automatically populate here. Um, so here, this is where you put in all your items. If you needed to add a new item, say it's an item that for whatever reason was not entered into the system, you have this add new item button. You could click it here, and you're going to fill out any of this information that you have available. So something to make sure of if this is going to be a new item, an item that you have multiple of. So say you have an Arbor Draft 155 and you have four of them and they all have the same barcodes or same SKUs, make sure to check that bulk/new checkbox, as well as if it's rentable or leasable. As far as pretty self-explanatory, it has all your prices, categories, make, model, size, everything like that. In this case, we don't need to. We have this Arbor draft, but um, that add new item button can be very important if your store is set up to use it. Once this item is added, and click next, or once all your items are added, in case you're doing a boots or anything like that associated with your other item, you'll add them all on the item screen. Next is going to be your dates and totals. So this is where you could change your start times, end times, if you're applying tax or if you're not applying tax. Um, in our case, we're going to do, say, this 2-day rental, and it's going to charge us our 30 or $45 price, as well as tax, and then our total here. All those prices are set up on the item itself, so that's why it's $45 for 2 days. Um, once that's done, once everything looks right there, you could go next. And this is going to be your take payment section. There's a couple different areas you can take a payment. This is your first checkpoint. Um, there is a spot in these settings where you can make it required to do a POS transaction ID. So if you're working through another POS or point of sale system, those are going to have associated transaction numbers. This is where you put that number. You can enable this or disable it in your settings, just depending on how you want to operate. In this case, let's just say we're 123. And here, if I wanted to, I can charge the card on file. If there wasn't a card on file, you can add one just by hitting that add button. And it's up to take a minute to load. And you could either do it directly, from their bank numbers or a card. Typically, you're only going to do the card. I would probably never do bank account numbers, but you'll add in all your information here. Let's say you're not going to charge them through Stripe. You're going to charge them through your external point of sale system. To go to your method, and you just change it to other, and you can log this payment. So your stats and transactions are all accurate. Let's just go ahead and do that. Then you could go next, and here you can have your custom configured checklist. This is just an example checklist. This is something that you can update in your settings. Next, you have your notes. So any notes you want to add, these notes are auto-generated. So it's going to have your employee, it's going to have the items, how much it cost, how much this person has paid, and any other notes you want to add. So you could add whatever you want. There's no save button. You could just create rental, and then on the next page, all your notes will be transported over. You're going to have your summary at the bottom. It's always good to look over this and make sure everything is right. Create your rental. Give it a minute, and then once it's created, it's going to take you to your reservation page. Something important about rentals is when a rental is created, its status is going to be set to reserved. So make sure we are always checking out once that person leaves the store or as the person is leaving the store with that rental to actually check that item out. Um, Here, it'll automatically send a waiver once the rental is created to the customer. You can see here it's sent via SMS or text message to their number. If you want, you can send another one. You just do send waiver, and you could send it via text. If you wanted to send a notification, you just click send notification. You could text or email them. And there's a couple different types of messages you could send: a late reminder, reservation confirmed, things like that. That is pretty much it for creating a rental. Here's the other section where you can take payment. So if you didn't do it on the screen before, you can do it here. You can do it on Stripe or an external. Yeah, you do also have a notification history. If the dates are ever changed on this reservation, it's going to pop up here. And then you could add another card on file here or check the card they have on file. And you also have a transaction log that holds all their transactions. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.